Hey, hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Planet Expression. Just in case you forgot, here's your reminder. You have a body, but you are not the body. You have a mind, but you are not the mind. You are spirit, and there's no need to fear it. I'm Expression, and I'm simply here to express nothing more, nothing less. All right, let's jump into this week's topic, which is success personal? Now, before we jump straight into the topic, let me give y'all a little backstory. First and foremost, y'all, I'm a little under the weather, okay? My eyes are watering a little bit, so if you see me squinting and rubbing my eyes, it's because I'm feeling a little sick. I think it's because of the change of weather, like, fall is right around the corner. And also, I am here in beautiful Tbilisi, Georgia. The weather is a bit cloudy. It was literally sunny, like, up until yesterday. So the weather definitely like changed as of yesterday. And yesterday was like the red moon or the blood moon, funny enough. So it definitely signified a change of some sort. It's a little windy, but the view is very nice, and I wanted to share it with y'all. Now, moving on. Oh, no, here we go. Stop it. All right, so success personal. Now, this is interesting because I was up early this morning. I'm never up this early. Right now, I think it's like 8 something, 8 in the morning. I typically wake up around 9, 10. Okay, sometimes 11. But either way, this topic has been on my mind because this morning, y'all, I woke up and all of a sudden, like, I just had I kind of had like an audit, or I was just thinking about like exactly like my life and where I am right now and what's going on. And I literally deemed myself as a failure this morning. I really did. And I was like, why do I, think that? Because it's something that was deep. Because I was like, why do I feel this? I could not shake it. So what I typically do when I'm in deep thought, what I like to do is I like to go for a walk, because when I go for a walk, it usually helps me like process my thoughts much more easily, and I just become a lot more clear headed. Okay, versus when I'm just laying down, it just gets all jumbled. I try to work through it, but it don't work. So I had to go for a walk. And when I went for a walk, I started to process things and kind of like pick apart the actual thought. And I was like, wait, I'm deeming myself a failure because maybe I haven't clarified what my criteria of success actually is. And what I mean by that is I realized that I have been judging or gauging my success based off of, let's say, societal expectations. Now, I'm not going to blame society. This is not like, oh, it's because society made us believe. No, 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 no. I chose to consciously or unconsciously, not my eye, y'all. I'm sorry. My eye is like watering. I chose unconsciously, okay, to accept the terms of success based on societal standards, right? Somewhat, not fully. We're going to get into it. But one thing that stood out for me is the reason why I deem myself as a failure mainly is because I'm not where I want to be financially. I'm 30 years old. Number one, hold on. I made the list so I can stay on track. Where did I put it? Oh, number one, I'm 30 years old. Okay, I don't have a stable career. I'm pursuing a life that doesn't align with societal standards fully. And I don't want any kids anytime soon. But mainly, it was because I am not where I want to be financially, right? And I'm like, by age 30, we're taught that you're supposed to have it figured out. Like, you're supposed to have a stable career, maybe starting a family, so on and so forth. I've never been one to really go by the status quo anyway, so most of it didn't bother me. But the financial part really did, because my independence really means a lot to me. And as you know, we live in a world where money, it equates to our independence or our freedom, being financially independent. And for some reason, that was the main determining factor for me deeming myself as unsuccessful. Oh, I think a dog is about to come into the photo shoot or the video shoot. Oh, he's over there. It's a stray. They have a lot of stray dogs here, but it's just over here. I don't feel like getting down. But anyways, focus. I'm back. All right. But yes, not being financially secure financially where I want to be right now really was like a determining factor for me to deem myself as unsuccessful. And I had to really break that down as to why, because I had to look at the flip side because I'm someone that loves to play devil's advocate. Okay, I'm really good at that. And it's a blessing most times, but it can also be a curse. But the blessing of me playing devil's advocate is I was able to see the flip side. I was like, wait, but in so many other ways, I am like extremely successful according to my standards because what my standards of success ultimately was or is to be healthy, which I am. I mean, at the moment, I'm a little under the weather, but overall, my health is really good because without my health, I can't have like a great quality of life. I can't do the things I'm doing. Like, I can't travel like the way I'm traveling. I can't really have the experiences that I want to have without my health. My health is literally my wealth, right? And then also having a personal connection with God, Spirit, the universe. I have that, and it's become stronger and stronger over the years, and continuing to become stronger and developing. Right, so which I consider myself spiritual. So my spirituality, so my health, my spirituality, and also being able to live a minimalist lifestyle, which I've been doing successfully for I would say the past maybe like 6 7 years. I've been a minimalist for almost 8 years now. um and for me, minimalism is basically doing more with less. It's honestly having less or possessing less so that you can enjoy more of life. All right, but it's not only about physical possessions. Okay, it's also just like not being weighed down, being more free spirited, or just being more lighter, traveling or moving through the world in a lighter way, right? Which I've been able to do. And then, last but not least, it's having an authentic community and being authentically myself. Now, being authentically myself, I have really grown into it and I'm loving it. But the community part hasn't come in yet. Okay, I I'm not gonna go into it, but I felt like I had a community at one point, but then I feel like I needed to disconnect because it no longer resonated. So I was about to go into a whole story, but we ain't even finna do that. There's a lot of old people that's coming towards me, so if y'all see some people walking past, just know there's a lot of old people. I'm right here on a mountain. It's like a church or something. It's one of the famous like land points or landmarks here. So we're just gonna continue. But anyways, I was measuring it based off of those expectations, and they weren't even mine in the first place, right? So, like I said, looking at the flip side really helped me to see things much clearer. And the reason why I pose this topic as like a question, as far as is success personal, because I do feel like it is, because it really depends on what your I don't what your own thoughts. Oh, are you guys doing a tour? Are you guys doing a tour? Ah, okay. Thank you. It really depends on what you guys what your own personal beliefs or your own thoughts are towards success. And I feel like it's different for everyone. Like, for example, if a woman, she can't get pregnant, right? Her idea of success would be to be able to have a child. Right, so I feel like it's all relative, and it all really depends on who you're talking to and what their actual goals are. So I feel like I'm posing this question because I would like everyone watching to really pose it to yourself, like, what is your definition of success? What does that look like for you? Not based off of what, like, you're told or what society tells you should, what is deemed successful or not. It's based off of what does success mean to you? Because for me, it's waking up happy or waking up inspired. I don't want to say happy because happy is like a state, right? And I feel like it's impossible to be consistently happy, right? And when I say consistent, I mean like not every day is going to be conducive to your happiness, right? But what I mean is waking up inspired, waking up knowing that, okay, I am looking forward to doing something, or working on a project, or hanging out with friends, or making plans, or whatever the case is, right? You just are waking up eager and energetic and ready for the day. I feel like that's success in of itself because you have many people who wake up and they dread it. It's like, fuck, it's another day on this planet. So really like just think about that for a second, and if you have like a pen and paper, write it down and just see what you come up with. And I would actually like to see you guys like type some things in the comments, and just so I know what you guys' version of success is, or potentially is. Okay. As I said, there are a lot of people here on this hill right now. I don't know why there are in this particular spot because there's a whole area on the other side, but it's okay. Life goes on. All right, y'all. So I had to move because there were a swarm of old people, and there was like another group that came, and they were all swarming. I feel like I was on a fucking talk show because they all started to like look at me or whatever while I was talking, and like it was hard for me to concentrate, and they started to get loud, so I needed to move. And even now, there's even more that's trying to come over to the corner where I migrated to, but I'm not moving this time. God damn it, I'm staying. I'm here to stay. Okay. So, anyways, as I was saying, it's all up to you and what your idea of success is, and like I'm encouraging everyone watching to really like analyze, do like an audit, and see like what does success mean for you, because you may come to find that, maybe I've been, measuring my success to a standard that doesn't even work for me, that I don't even deem as successful, because that's where I came to the conclusion that now, don't get me wrong, being financially secure and financially stable, that is definitely a goal of mine, because that is to ensure that I'm able to sustain the lifestyle that I want and to sustain the success that I deem as success, right? So that is a part of it, but I realize and I recognize that it is completely unfair for myself, and if you do the same thing, it's completely unfair for you to base your success off of that one criteria, because in so many other areas you could have even overachieved what you wanted, because I know I definitely have, right? And I really had to look at that because I noticed that I was looking more on the lackful side, and that's what was making me feel like a failure, because I was literally like looking at my shortcomings and not looking at my victories, right? It was like I was looking at all my shortcomings and completely dismissing and ignoring all of my victories. And I want to pose the action for you guys to do the same. Like, okay, in what ways are you only looking at your failures, or you are only looking at your shortcomings, and in what ways are you not acknowledging your successes and your victories and the things that you are actually doing right? Like if you are a mother, or just a parent, in general, I'm pretty sure you're doing the absolute best that you can with what you got, to provide for your kids or whatever the circumstance is. You may not have a lot, but look, they're alive, they're healthy, they're well, you're doing the best you can. So it's like looking at your wins more than you look at your losses. It's almost like counting your blessings more than you count what you don't have, right? So it really comes down to gratitude. And I feel like gratitude really took me up out of that state of mind where I'm feeling like a failure. And it actually put me in a state of mind where I actually feel like a success, because in many ways I am. And I had to realize that, and I want to share that with you guys because I want you guys to feel that shit too, okay? Just like I deserve it, you deserve it. Shit, we all deserve it, all right? But that is the topic of the day. It's just something to think about, definitely comment below. Let me know what your idea or your criteria of success is. And how are you gauging it in your life? And or has your criteria been what society has been pushing onto you? Because listen, it gets to most of us, okay, eventually at some point. But it's about recognizing and then taking your power back, because the power is all about in your choice and your ability to choose, right? You can choose at any given time. And I feel like taking that power back in order to choose is like it's the game changer, right? It's the thing that just like turns everything around, at least for me, right? I can only speak for myself. I don't want to put any words in your mouth. But yeah, so is success personal? Do you think so, or do you think not? What do you think? Okay. So I'm going to end it there. I feel like what was said needed to be said. I feel like I was venting a little bit, but also I feel like I really posed an important question for the viewer, you, to really consider. Sorry, y'all, my eyes is just not having it today. Okay, on my nose, okay, to get myself together. But yeah, I want you guys to really think about that and let me know what you come up with if you care to share, obviously. But that is all for today. Thank you so much for checking out Planet Expression. Thank you for being a part of this conversation and this week's topic. Obviously, if you would like to become an expressionist or an inhabitant here on Planet Expression, all you got to do is hit that subscribe button and we'll make it official, okay? Ain't nothing to it but matter what, do it. All right, so hit that subscribe button and you will officially become an expressionist. You are more than welcome here. And remember, you are divine. You're going to be just fine and you're going to be right on time. I'll see you next time. Bye.